Suburban Sentinel here, along with Bella the camera cat. I think her paws are already in the frame. Today's topic is gun purchasing strategies. Now, chances are, if you're watching this video, you are already a gear hound. That is, you take your guns, gear, and equipment pretty seriously. Oftentimes, our lives quite literally depend on the performance of our equipment, and we also want durability and value out of our gear as well. The specific issue we are addressing today is to what extent, if any, a large government agency's use of a specific item should influence our decision to use that item. Or put another way, should I buy something because fill in the blank, the Department of Defense, the FBI, the police, or whomever use that specific weapon or specific piece of equipment too? So let's jump right into this. Right, Bella? There is a huge difference in the manners in which government agencies and individual civilians purchase guns, gear, and equipment. First off, government agencies, at least larger government agencies, usually buy in vast quantities. For example, when the U.S. Army buys rifles and handguns, they may submit purchase orders for tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of individual units, whereas a person on the street may buy one or two firearms. When you're talking vast quantities, the unit price, or the price per individual piece of equipment or weapon, becomes much more important. If a firearm costs $30 more, to an individual, that may not be a big deal, but multiply that over 100,000 units and it becomes real money. So larger government agencies tend to be unit price sensitive, and a swing of just a few dollars may influence whether to buy one gun over another, one brand over another, etc., etc. To a civilian purchasing one or just a few handguns, a unit price swing of $30 or $40 over a lifetime will be almost inconsequential. Second big difference between government purchases and individual purchases is that government agencies tend to have diversified operations, and that is reflected in their buying decisions. By diversified operations, what we're talking about is government agencies have more than one person or more than one job function to fulfill an overall mission or overall roles. For example, in the U.S. Army, the standard infantry rifle, M16 M4 variant, is carried by most soldiers, but oftentimes one infantryman will be equipped with a squad automatic weapon to mitigate the limitations of the M4 M16 platform. However, an individual consumer will not have that deep bench of talent to draw from in most cases. As such, equipment used by individuals may have to fulfill more roles than the equipment used by government operators. Third major difference is that large government agencies tend to have big logistics support operations behind them. For example, the U.S. military has long supply lines, and in those supply lines are replacement units, repair and maintenance supplies, replacement parts. In addition, the U.S. military also has overhaul and repair personnel, facilities, and equipment somewhere along those supply lines. In general, individuals don't have that luxury, and we will be required to do our own maintenance and repairs. So those are some of the inherent differences between government purchases and individual purchases. Now let's take a little bit of time and discuss dumb reasons why governments buy things. Government agencies often suffer from a disease I like to call Me Too-itis. And this is kind of an institutional version of keeping up with the Joneses for individuals and families. One government entity sees what other government entities have and decide that they should have the same thing or something better. One classic example of this was the development of the .40 caliber handgun ammunition cartridge. The FBI had switched to the 10 millimeter. But of course, that wasn't good enough because there were problems with some of the agents handling the 10 millimeter. So the FBI decided to modify the 10 millimeter rather than use existing cartridges, and after a while we ended up with the .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge. Not long after the FBI adopted the .40, we started to see other U.S. government agencies doing the same, and that spread to police departments, and before you know it, the .40 caliber became the most widespread law enforcement ammunition in the country. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the .40 caliber cartridge. It just seems kind of crazy to me that we already had decades-old proven man-stoppers, namely the .357 Magnum and the .45 ACP cartridges, so it didn't make a whole lot of sense to develop another one, but be that as it may, .40 cal became the standard, and there you have it. Another stupid reason that government agencies buy one thing over another or buy things at all is politics. Political pressures, both legal and otherwise, can often steer contracts to one vendor over another and may even require that the government purchase things the government itself it doesn't want. Every year we hear about the DoD being given equipment, or actually being forced to pay for equipment it doesn't want because that equipment comes from a certain congressman or senator's district. So where does all this mess leave us? Should we consider government usage in our own purchases? And I believe that we should. First, despite all of the shortcomings and differences in the government procurement strategies, having a piece of equipment widely deployed in the field often gives us a wealth of information about the performance, reliability, and durability of that equipment. One ultimate question is whether we as individuals should buy and use certain pieces of equipment strictly because the government uses it. Now, in general, I would say no, but there are exceptions. Take, for example, the ubiquitous 5.56 NATO cartridge. See a little close up in there. I'm not particularly fond of this cartridge. I think developing this and using it as a standard issue round was a mistake. In my opinion, the 5.56 is somewhat underpowered. Now, of course, I wouldn't want to be shot with one, but I do think there are more effective cartridges out there. But I use the 5.56 because it is so widely available and because it has been so well accepted. This means the firearms that I own, which are chambered in 5.56, most notably my AR, will be supported with a sufficient amount of ammunition and parts availability to keep the weapon up and running. The bottom line is that even though I am very cool to the ballistic performance of the 5.56 round, I'd rather have a functioning AR than another rifle chambered in a different caliber that is out of ammunition or non-useful because of lack of parts. So, in conclusion, I say yes, that the government usage of certain weapons, components, or equipment should be relevant in your purchasing decision. However, I do not think that government usage should be dispositive in your choice. When evaluating a piece of equipment used by government agencies, you want to ask yourself two questions. One, is it a good piece of equipment? And two, is it a good piece of equipment for me? Because again, government buying strategies and government priorities are going to be much different from your own. So thanks for watching. Bella the camera cat got bored and went to sleep off camera. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions and enlightening comments are always welcome. Be safe, everybody.